Hi, this is Frank, and you're watching Part 9 of PowerConcepts Excel Top 10. Now, I'm going to show you the index match function here, but I'm going to prelude it with the fact that this is going to be seldom used because it's being replaced by the XLOOKUP. But I'm going to show this to you anyway, and here we go. So the match function, what it does is it looks for a series of cells or looks for a name in a series of, I'm not happy with how this is going at all. We're going to start all the way over. Hi, this is Frank, and you're watching Part 9 of Excel Top 10. And I want to this time do the index match function. So I want to show you how we can look up a column that's not at the beginning, but in the middle of a list, and return the answer in another column. So what I've done here is I use data validation to make a pick list. And from this, I want to be able to look up this name in this list, and the match function will tell me where that name shows up in the list. So I'm going to go here and choose John Johnson, and John is the third name in the list. So that's what I'm hoping it's going to show me. And then I'm going to have a look at this whole table, and it's going to tell me where the column's going to be. So let's have a try. First, I'm going to go to match. I'm going to say equals match. What am I looking up? John Johnson, comma, and I'm looking up in this list right here. Do a comma, and I need an exact match. Push tab, and I'm going to push enter. So that's the function. Equals B2, look at that row, and I need an exact match. And you can see it's told me John is in the third row. I can see that Carl is in the sixth row of this data. Then I'm going to use the index function. Well, the index function is really, it returns the value of a reference by telling you the row and the column in a given range. So let's give it a try. I'm going to hit index. Where's the array? Well, the array is this whole chunk of data here. Comma. Where's the row number? Well, the row number is right here. What's the column number? Well, the column number for the review date is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth column. Push enter, and this will tell me the date. When I change the name, it shows me the next column. So Henry Davis, September 2nd. Now let's try and do that all at once. So I'm going to go to the salary, and I'm going to use the index function. Index, the array. I'm going to select the whole data. Comma, the row. For the row, I need to use the match function. So I'm going to say match, tab. What's the value I'm looking up? Well, I'm looking up Henry Davis, comma. Where am I looking up? Well, I'm only looking up that in just the employee column. Type a comma, and I need an exact match. Close the bracket. Now I'm back in the index function, and I type a comma, and now it's asking for the column number. And the column number for the let me see what I was looking for. Salary is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 column. And a close bracket. This is really crappy. So I'm going to just back this all up. So let's try and do this all at once for the salary. So I'm going to hit equals. I'm going to hit index. The array that I'm going to look at, well, that's going to be all the data here, down and over, comma. The row number, well, the row number, that's where I'm going to use the match function. So I'm going to hit match, tab. I'm going to be looking up Henry Davis, comma, in the array. Well, for his name, I'm only going to be looking in the employee row. I'm going to type a comma. I need an exact match. Let's go back to the top here, see what we got. And so now I'm done with the match part. So I'm going to do a close bracket. And now I'm back to the index function. And I'm finished with the row, so I type a comma. And now it's asking me for the column number. Well, the salary is in the 8th column. So I'll do a close bracket. So that's how I can write an index match all in one swoop. Push enter, and I get the corresponding numbers. Now what's nice about this is that in this one, everything is in one place. On here, if I delete the 11, you're going to see that this becomes an error. What I could do is I could take this formula and copy it, hit escape, go to this formula, where it references B3, I'm going to just double click on the B3 and I can paste that formula in and push enter. That would be the other way that I can build that. And now, of course, I can delete that and it's going to work just fine. Now, I want to show you the XLOOKUP because this is just a great tool and it's going to replace this so quickly. For the review date, I'm going to go like this, equals, and it's the XLOOKUP. The XLOOKUP says, what value am I looking up? I'm looking up this, comma. Which column am I looking it up in? Here, comma. And where's the answer? Well, the answer for the review date is in this column. And that's it. There's a few more arguments, but I don't need any. They're all optional. So I'm going to push enter, and it's just going to find me the answer. Need a format here. But I'm going to see, I'll just borrow this format here. And whatever I pick, it's going to find the date. So John Smith, November, or George Eastburn, June 17th. And works so fast. Let's try it again. Salary. Let's try again. Equals XLOOKUP. Look up this value, comma, in that range, comma, and I want to look it up in the salary and push enter. And whenever I pick a name, it's going to find the answer. Let's try that again using named ranges. I'm going to click in here and delete this. Of course, when I see information like this, I always want to turn it into a table. So I'm going to hit Control-T. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to take this salary, select it, and I'm going to name that. I'm going to take this employee, and I'm going to name that. And if I hit Control-A, it selects all the data without the headers, and I'm going to call this actually, I don't even need it. So I'm all good. In an index match, I would. So I'm going to click here. Equals XLOOKUP. I'm going to look up this, comma, in employees, tab, comma, and give me the result in salary, tab, comma. Super fast by using named ranges. Let's try your assignment. Okay, in your assignment, I haven't got to pick the employee, so I can pick anybody in the list. And I can pick an item. I'll say I want the department. And this is coming from a hidden sheet, all right, and called staff info. So we're going to find the row by using this number and the column by using this number. So it's looking at a set of data like this. So let's go to the employee row. This is going to be match equals match. I'm going to be looking up this, and I'm going to be comparing it to a field called staff. And I need an exact match. I can go to the item column, equals match. I want to look up this in a list called item, and I want an exact match. So this is telling me the row, and this is telling me the column. And so now my result is in a data called staff info, so I'm going to hit equals index array. Well, that's going to be called staff info. And the row is here, and the column is here. So if I want to find Fred Edwards' salary, I'm going to go here, find Fred Edwards, go to item, press salary, and you're going to get the right answer, $35,000. For bonus, you could copy these two formulas. Copy this formula, Control C, escape, make sure you select everything except the equals. Go here, and where this is referencing A8, I'm going to double click, and I'm going to paste the formula in and push enter. I'm going to test it right away by pushing delete, and notice that I have no trouble. Then I'm going to select this formula, everything except the equals. I'm going to hit copy, I'm going to hit escape, and I go here, and where it references B8, I'm going to double click, and I'm going to replace B8 with what was in B8. And now I don't need this either. And I could delete all of this information, and I have all the information in one formula. And now I can switch to look up George Eastburn's department, and I can find any bit of information I like from that table.